When you think of Madras Cafe, the first thing that comes to your mind is the raging controversy surrounding the film. While John walked away with a lot of accolades for the production and acting, the shining star of the film is Prakash Belawadi. We meet the man, but before that we take a quick look at the movie, what it offers and the Bengaluru connection. Even before the movie released, Madras Cafe was in the eye of a storm. The storyline, which was partly the reason for all the furore, has now been receiving accolades and praises from all quarters.
जाफना में रॉ की कॉबर्ट ऑपरेशंस के लिए तुम सोली रिस्पांसिबल होगी।
एक locally entrenched guerrilla force है।
Criticizing our national policies doesn't make me anti-national.
Even 2 decades after the death of former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi, controversies and conspiracy theories continue to defy people's belief. To many, John Abraham's star of Madras Cafe is one such story. Tamil outfits demanded that the film be banned, not just in Tamil Nadu but worldwide.
और powerful बनाया जा रहा है। There'll be a whole new civil war. God damn it, this is not a game.
And I am not playing games either. I'm here because there are human lives at stake.
ये poor mistake आई। क्या mistake है? हमारे बीच कोई लीक है।
The film is set in the late 80s and the early 90s and revolves around the civil war in Sri Lanka, ending with the assassination of the former Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi. In the film, John Abraham plays a research and analysis wing officer from Kerala who was appointed to save the nation's Prime Minister from being assassinated.
वैसे भी तुम यहाँ पे बिल्कुल सेफ नहीं हो। सेफ तो मैं कहीं नहीं हूँ सर।
हम नेगोशिएट कर रहे हैं।
विक्रम ऑफिशियल ड्यूटी पे था।
It's code red.
But despite the raging controversy, the movie has managed to impress both the critics and the audiences. The film has been praised for its cinematography, storyline and the execution of this fiction based on real-life incidents. The cast played a crucial role in the movie and has been immensely praised for adding depth into the film.
मैं already elected leader हूँ. मेरे एक legitimate army है. We will fight India too. This is going to be a long war.
While John Abraham has been applauded for his impressive acting, Nargis Fakhri too has impressed audiences with her portrayal of the role of a journalist. But did you know that Madras Cafe has a Bengaluru connection? Famous theatre personality and journalist Prakash Belawadi has impressed one and all with his dark role in the movie. After making his mark in the field of theatre and sandalwood, Prakash Belawadi has now managed to awe Bollywood.
तेरा न्यू दिल्ली सोचता है वहाँ बैठ के सब मैनेज करेगा जंगल में आई एम इन कंट्रोल हियर तुम अभी आर्मी में नहीं रॉ में है इसलिए बुद्धि का ज्यादा इस्तेमाल करो
With his very first Hindi film, Prakash has managed to carve a niche for himself.
जो मुझे पता करना है वो मैं अपनी तरीके से पता कर लूंगा I cannot afford mistakes.
Co-founder of Centre of Film and Drama, Prakash Belawadi has directed the national award-winning feature film Stumble. He has also directed Kannada TV serials like Garva and Illiruvadu Summane. Son of famous theatre personalities Makeup Nani and Bhargavi Narayan, Prakash Belawadi has been active on the journalism front too with his substantial contributions to several dailies. This movie is yet another feather in Prakash Belawadi's cap.
तेरा न्यू दिल्ली सोचता है वहाँ बैठ के सब मैनेज करेगा जंगल में आई एम इन कंट्रोल हियर
A News 9 report.
तुम अभी आर्मी में नहीं रॉ में है इसलिए बुद्धि का ज्यादा इस्तेमाल करो और ताकत का कम
Well, to talk about the movie, what it stands for, and of course, his character, Prakash Belawadi, today joins us in our studios. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, first of all, what does Madras Cafe mean to you? It is your Bollywood debut. What does it mean to you as a movie?
You know, it's a really important milestone in the history of mainstream Indian cinema. Because had such a movie been made, such a bold film been made, either as an independent film or as an artistic art house film, you know, then that's a different matter. You know, you can actually go with a different kind of critical approach to the film. But to make a film of this caliber, you know, with so few compromises and actually have it accepted by the industry and get a professional release means that, you know, sometime in the future when you look back at this time and, you know, you want to know when Bollywood began to change, there'll be a clutch of films, and, you know, I'm inclined to think that Madras Cafe will be in that small elite group of films.
So you think the country has grown to accept such a movie, barred the numerous protests that have come to light?
You know, as an idea of an important commercial film, you know, of the industry coming of age, I think if you speak in that kind of with that kind of outlook, then I would think that Madras Cafe has actually breached a certain quality, you know, quality threshold. You know, there was always a glass ceiling, right? We knew that there was a better cinema that could be made, but we never seemed to make it.
We just believe that Bollywood is something about song and
it'd
dance.
be cheesy, you know. Song and dance is fine. It's an Indian contribution to the cinematic narrative, you know. But the thing is, you know, this idea that we cannot get past the cheesiness, you know, was always there. I feel, but you know, this has broken through the glass ceiling in a way, you know. And you know what Bandit Queen could do to kind of independent art house kind of cinema. I think Shujit Sarkar, you know, has done with Madras Cafe. John and I think Shujit Sarkar, you have to praise them both because it was John Abraham's courage and money that made it possible in the first place. So the film director I'd admired most, you know, in my life was always Yash Chopra, and then it was Shekhar Kapoor. Maybe I'm prejudiced, but I'm inclined to think now that Shujit Sarkar is a name you need to watch out for. He's the best director that I've worked with. Yeah.
Well, Prakash Belawadi is the Bengaluru connection to Madras Cafe, a very proud connection, we must say. So talk to Prakash Belawadi, share your views about Madras Cafe as well. Call Newsline on 080-223-60303 or 04, or SMS us on 56006890. The numbers are flashing on your television screen, so do call us or SMS us. Tell what do you have to say about Madras Cafe and also what you have to say to Prakash Belawadi. Well, Prakash Belawadi, the first answer that you gave, you used the word bold for the movie. Why do you call it bold, and do you think that these protests that have come to the fore that has heavily dented the chances of Madras Cafe releasing in many parts of the country, do you think that is justified?
You know, I was on a panel discussion, you know, recently, yesterday, you know, where I met some representatives from, you know, from the protesting groups, and I told them, you're completely mistaken, you know, about this. Why do you, actually, if the film is anything, you know, it is very anti-India, India's role in that time. And that is why I call it bold. I said, do you realize that, didn't you see that? And then they told me they've not watched the film. I said, you know, a debate is pointless. You know, you're assuming that something is wrong with the film. And you're willing to go and protest, you know, for it. It's pointless. Actually, one of the things the film does is, it questions India's role, kind of dubious role in, you know, in the Sri Lankan ethnic conflict, because I think we made this great blunder by sending the IPKF there. India had never aggressed another nation.
Right.
You know, in our ancient history, in a medieval history, in modern history, you know, we aggressed, you know, a neighbor, and we had actually meddled with it already. And India played a kind of double role, you know, with the Tamil rebels there, and that's what the film shows, and that's why it's bold. You know, it is not bold because it attacks Tamils; it's bold because it attacks India, and it's really bold in another sense because there are no songs in the film. You know, the hero does not walk away with success and the girl.
Right.
You know, it's a film that is grim and bleak.
It has challenged a lot of stereotypes that Bollywood is associated
I mean,
with.
exactly. It's broken through everything. You know, it's not imitative of anything. It's just a good film, as good as any film anywhere in the world. You know, and the closest comparison to this film can only be Hollywood. I don't think you can make a comparison to any other thing because it's not like an art house cinema at all.
Right.
You know? And it never lets down its pace. It doesn't do anything to prop up the hero. He's vulnerable, he can fail, he can make mistakes. I think it's an extraordinary film.
It's a new definition of a hero for Bollywood, probably.
Really, actually because hero should be about the heroic. And what is heroic? Because what is heroic is that you're willing to do something against the odds. You know, even if you're not sure that you're going to win. That is what is heroic. hero is not the person, who chases, girls and gets chased by girls and he can beat up everybody and win everything in the world. Yeah.
So before the movie starts, there is a very clear indication that this movie is a fiction. So, but clearly when we watch the movie, it is based on a lot of facts, and you can easily associate it with it if you know a little bit out of the civil war in Sri Lanka. So it is very difficult as a director yourself. You take more pride in calling yourself a director than an actor. As a director,
it's not that I take pride. I'm not like an acting person. It would never occur to me to identify myself as an actor. I will always say, I'm a theatre person.
But now you will be branded as an actor.
Okay, I don't even know whether I should be proud or whatever. But it's like, for the moment, yes, I'm enjoying, the success of the film. But the attention does embarrass me. When you have to ask a question about the film, I feel comfortable about asking. But if you ask about me personally, then because I don't have an actor's personality.
Well, what's an actor's personality?
I think actors, which is a great thing, because actors have this quality of actually being proud of the person, which is of the body, and how they look and how they carry themselves and what is the impression they make. Whereas I would always be proud about what I'm saying and how I'm thinking. That is more important to me. So it's a new experience for me, all this attention. So.
Right, we'll slip into a short break now, but stay tuned. On the other side, we have a surprise for you as well as for Prakash Belawadi on the other side, so stay tuned. Welcome back. Well, today in our News 9 studios, we have Prakash Belawadi, the Bengaluru connection to Madras Cafe, and someone who's made a mark not only in the theatre circles in Karnataka now, but also in Bollywood with his entry into Bollywood through Madras Cafe. And of course, we told before slipping to a break, we told that we have a surprise for you as well as Prakash Belawadi. And we have him over the phone line. We have Shujit Sarkar, the director of the film, joining us over the phone line. Mr. Shujit Sarkar, thank you so much for speaking to News 9. We have Prakash Belawadi right here in our studios. The first thing that you would like to tell to him, Madras Cafe, almost a success, very good reviews from critics as well as audiences. What would you like to tell Prakash Belawadi now?
I'd only say that we have, Bollywood has got another gift of an actor. That's Mr. Prakash Belawadi, and I think new entrant. And I could not imagine that from all the actors, the hero of my film will be Prakash Belawadi, and everybody is just, my phone is not stopping only. Who's asking, who is this person? Where did you get this person from? And I tell everybody he is one of the very known theatre personality from Bangalore. I'm privileged and honored to work with you, Prakash. I mean, you were fabulous.
I'm really proud to be in this film, Shujit, and I've been telling everybody that you're the best director I've ever worked with.
Right, I think we seem to have lost Shujit, but we'll get him back on the line. Heaps of praises for you, and it is, well, we have him back over the phone line. Well, Prakash Belawadi, although Mr. Shujit Sarkar, he is not accepting that he's much of an actor. He's going on to say that he's not an actor, he's more of a director, is what he said. And on the other hand, you're saying that he's the hero of the film. How would you like to counter what Prakash Belawadi has to say?
No, I'm saying, see, what happens in a film, when you're doing a film and which is really realistic and unconventional, out of the Bollywood norms. And for a director, one of the most happiest things if the cast is right. If the face that you see on the screen, the name, Bala, if that character fits in, 50% of the director's job is done. Point number two, if the actor is aware of what this director is making, in terms of the content of the film, that awareness is very important, then that brings a depth in the performance also. And it took us, me and Prakash didn't hit off straight on the first day. It took us time because, I was also quite confused when I was making the film. So it happens. But I think after a couple of days, I think we got comfortable with each other, and also Prakash got the hang of it, my style of working. I got the hang of Prakash's style of working. But I think finally, whatever said and done, I think it has all worked out. I'm really happy.
Yeah, I want to say one thing, Shujit. it was not just me. There were 130, characters in the film, and to get all of them to work so well, it means that you're able to do something, with raw new actors. I'm using the word raw here in a completely different sense.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, we all owe it to you, I think. Thank you very much.
Mr. Sarkar, how did you choose Prakash Belawadi? Tell us about that. How did you find him? How did you choose him for the role?
See, we obviously we were planning for absolutely new faces. I was sure that we will go for new faces. Reason being, if these faces don't look credible, then I didn't want it to. They need to look credible. I mean, even if it's a raw head desk of what you said of Madras, the face needs to be credible. I mean, they are all learned, literate people. That's one. So we started hunting all over the place. I mean, the toughest time to hunt was Bala for us. Rest of the casting was much easier to do. And after doing casting from Kolkata, from Bombay, from Delhi, after failed from Madras, one of my assistant who works with me, his name is Arjun, and he told me, okay, one of my theater, director is there from Bangalore. Can I test him? I said, absolutely, go ahead. And I think that one test happened, and I think Prakash himself did some test on his own with his students. I think was doing the camera, and the first instant when I saw his face and I saw his eyes and he performed, I found that okay, this is Bala, and I never turned back on that. And I think, and that's the day, and now it's going to be history now.
Right. Also, Mr. Sarkar, in fact, Prakash Belawadi has gone on to say that he is not an actor. It is you who made him what he is in the movie. Do you take that compliment, or do you completely rest all the accolades on Prakash Belawadi's shoulders itself?
How is that possible?
No, I think I can direct. I think a director can direct, but finally what an actor does is what an actor does. Yes, I mean, sometimes I really become demanding also from the actor. Because, but I'm also not too. The few things I know, okay, this cast must give me this. So it takes some time. I said once the actor gets into, it takes 1 or 2 days to get into it. I think it needs that how we want to. Once you know the character, then it's. I think first 2 days it was just a little tough for us to communicate, but I think third day onwards we knew what we're talking, and I think I didn't have much to tell Prakash in terms of what exactly to. He knew. But the only thing is Prakash wanted always the script in hand earlier, and that's the only thing we could not provide. On the last moment, the script kept on changing, and Prakash definitely Hindi is a little bit a far language for him, but I think everybody here loved the way he spoke his dialogues in Hindi.
Right. Mr. Shachit, if there is one incident of one moment that you can share with us on the sets in connection with Prakash Belawadi, what would it be?
No, I think the funniest incident was that when we were doing that, when he was getting drunk by the side of the beach and John was there in front of him. You won't believe that's the only scene I didn't think I had directed him much. It was on his own. So in that scene where he was dealing with John Abraham and he was dealing that, no, you are the lead. And I think that was the scene Prakash was on his own, and I think he did quite well. I think that incident was, not that incident, I think another thing was, in my couple of teams, my writers and all, I mean, I'm sorry to say this, I mean, they had a lot of apprehensions.
Apprehensions about?
About who I'm casting Bala, why I'm casting Bala. You have always been a team. But somehow me and my casting director Jogi and my my direction team, we had an absolute conviction that no, this is Bala. And I think whatever my conviction was, I think it's finally paying up. I mean, nobody has complaints on Bala. I think they think it's one of the most marvelous casting.
Right, and also John Abraham, the lead actor in the film, has a Bangalore connection. So was that the reason why you chose Prakash Belawadi? Was that one of the reasons by any chance?
No. It's purely the Prakash as an actor, and the Prakash gave the audition once. I think it's purely based on that, nothing of that. I told you he was the last person to be casted in the film and the most tough.
And also, you would like to say something, Tim?
No, I just wanted to say that, that audition tape that we sent to him, and after that Shujit called me, and it was difficult because I was very apprehensive about my Hindi, because of my, the Saudi kind of accent or whatever.
I think that's what they wanted.
Yeah, but I was nervous. But what really impressed me was that, and what made me comfortable with Shujit was that I realized that he also comes from a theater background, and he's been online and a switcher. He can handle the camera himself. He's really accomplished, he knows filmmaking. He knows the form and he knows the technology, and I think we're going to see a lot of Shujit Sarkar.
Well, we sure hope so. Mr. Sarkar, now it is established that both of you are artists. So, in connection to the protests that have come to the fore opposing Madras Cafe, what do you have to say about it? What do you have to say about it being a violation of an artist's liberty?
See, I have always told the protesters and whoever has asked for a ban, I said it's a democratic country. Everybody has a right to protest. I am not against the protest or the protesters. They have also every right if they think that the film is somewhere portraying in the wrong way, which I don't think so, but still they have a right. But my suggestion and request to them is that please don't stop my film goers to walk into the theater. Let them go and see the film. Even the protesters, you go and see the film. If you think that something that is hurting your sentiments, let's come on an open platform and talk. I think that's the democratic way of functioning. But you cannot forcibly stop somebody walking into the theater.
I agree. That's the problem. Actually, they have the right to their opinions. They even have the right to protest. But they don't have the right to prevent somebody else from watching the film. That is the problem, actually.
Right.
Yes,
absolutely.
Shujit, you can, yeah.
Stay with us. We have another person connected over the phone line. We have Balaji Manohar, the man who took Prakash Belawadi's auditions, joining us over the phone line. Mr. Balaji Manohar, we see Prakash Belawadi, who was supposedly unsure and apprehensive about his auditions, about his role in the film. How was it? Tell us about the experience.
Well, it was a wonderful experience to direct Prakash, which doesn't happen very often because I've known him for 13 years. And Namaste, Shujit. First thing is congratulations on the release of Madras Cafe. And we were very sure, I was very sure about the auditions because the script was well written and it was all to the T. So Prakash walked in as a character and we did it in one take basically, which was wonderful and spontaneous. And it's because of the tight script that we were able to pull off the audition.
So it was just a take, and you say you're not much of an actor.
No, the thing is, what Arjun Chakradhar, whom Shujit mentioned, did was, he sent me 2 scenes from the film, and he sent me a character description, a detailed, excellently, sketched out description of the character. I was so impressed because I could not believe that somebody in India will actually write a scene like that, and it was a short scene, but it was so intriguing that I said I will shoot, and then I called Balaji Divya, and Ajit Hande and Anand Vardharaj, all the people at Suchitra, they came, and we shot that scene. And
I didn't know so many things happened there. Huh?
What was the so many things? Let our viewers hear it too.
No, I didn't know that these many. For one small audition, so much of preparation has gone behind it. No, I think it's good. I think when something really works right, I think you show that there is a preparation behind it. It's not just a fluke.
Right, definitely. Mr. Prakash, Shujit Sarkar seemed confident that you were the right person for the role. But when you looked at the synopsis of the role, a short description, did you relate yourself to it immediately?
No, I could relate myself to it. That was not the problem. I'll tell you what was really difficult for me is that, Shujit Sarkar is very demanding, and it was I mean, I had the hardest time, like you said, in the first few days to cope with. He's really micro, minute, detailed, and he knows he can act himself. He'll say, for instance, he's so sensitive to words. If you say, can't I say, for instance, let it go, he will say, no, I think that can actually change the meaning, and it'll say you should say something else, which seems almost the same thing, but he knows the difference. And he knows how to say it so he can communicate the difference, So that was very, very tough for me in the beginning because, it's a shot in a kind of mise-en-scène style where he'll demand the same thing to be done from, say, 6, 7 different angles. It was really difficult. I thought because after he said okay, I thought I could relax. You can't because he's asking you to do it again and again, from different angles.
Prakash, that's your first film. That's why. After this, you'll be pro. Don't worry.
Thank you. Yeah.
Now you know the drill.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Sarkar, as far as going back to the controversy that the movie is associated with at this point in time, is it not true that probably somewhere you did expect it when you were making the movie in the first place? It is a touchy topic at the end of the day.
Well, yes, it is a sensitive topic because it is a touchy subject because we are dealing with 2 countries. We are dealing with the civil war, with Tamil issues. So many civilians have died and, so many are still displaced. Yes, but what I tell them is, first you see the film. Let people see it. You won't believe. You can go on the Twitter or you can go to the now online and see so many Tamil people have seen the film and they think nothing is objectionable. There's nothing which is hurting anybody. So I told them, please see the film and then react. But my Tamil brothers and sisters have not seen the film because it's not released there yet. And I have a clearance from the censor. If there is an issue, the first thing is my censor board will ask me to stop it. No, you cannot release this film. So I have to, where will I go? I have a government democratic body where I can go and I can show my film. I can't go door to door and keep showing my film.
Right, when you did expect it to be touchy, when you did expect it to be controversial, why did you pick up the movie? What was the reason? What was your motivation?
I was following, so even like for example, I'll tell you a thing where somebody tweeted me, I don't want to say who, and said ki you are making a film on Tamil, you should make a film on Kashmir. You are showing us in a bad light. I told them my first film was on Kashmir. My first debut film was on Kashmir, what a Kashmiri youth feels about the other parts of India and what the other part of Indians feel, feel about Kashmir. So it's a conflict of 2 youths, 2 generations. So I told them that was my first film. So it's not that I have not done a film on Kashmir and I am here to dishearten or, show anybody in a bad light. No, I did not.
Actually, Shrijit, I want to say something which I also have told a couple of interviewers. Any big political assassination, Olaf Palme's, the Kennedy assassination, even the Lincoln assassination, they've not been completely resolved. I mean, there are theories and theories about them, and when you actually speculate on what led up to it, you only ask if the inquiry is honest. You cannot say anyone knows for sure. That is one of the points that I've been saying.
Oh yes. So I am a conscious maker myself. I am a conscious Indian citizen too. If you see my track record, first was Kashmir, second was even Vicky Donor was much tougher film than this. Vicky Donor I think was more sensitive film for an Indian audience, I feel, because it's a film on sperm donation, a film where Punjabis and Bengalis are bashing each other. It's about infertility. I thought that censor would pass that film, and censor gave me a UA, and they even didn't give me an added film. So you see my track record. There is a consciousness there which we know. So we are not here to hurt anybody's sentiment there. So it disappoints me. It disheartens me that a lot of film goers who love films and who really want to watch, they are unable to see the film.
And it's also a nation that loses its civilizational edge if it cannot inquire into such a great tragedy that it suffered. You know, your ex-prime minister was assassinated by a group that came from outside India. Then, you know, you need to ask some questions on how it happened. And it's a responsibility of any conscious society to do that. And I think it's a wonderful thing that you picked up this subject.
I think this story was waiting to be told.
Exactly.
And in the northern part of India, especially the from the UP or this part of the world, I mean South obviously are aware of this subject, but I think a lot of north part of the belt or even the west or even the extreme north, a bit of the east, they don't know about this. What happened there? So I had to create this fictional story. Yet it's still not a biopic. It's still not based on one person or something. Yes, it's based on an incident for sure. But I really want to see India where we can really make stories like this as it is, like people make in Europe or the West.
Right, absolutely. And Madras Cafe is a different movie if you look at stereotypical Bollywood films, except for the obvious sense. Song and dance in the film, the way it's shot, the way it's portrayed, the bold approach of the movie towards facts. So do you think that Madras Cafe actually sets a new benchmark for Bollywood movies now?
I mean, I am not the right person to say.
Exactly, but you know, I will say that. You know, I've been saying that. You know, you shouldn't say that, but I will say that. You know, when we look back in history, many years down the line, and you know, when Bollywood turned and sort of matured and grew up, you know, this will be in a small clutch of films, you know, that enabled that change, I think.
May I add to that?
I am glad you're saying that, but I knew this much that this is a different genre that I have tried.
Right.
And how the industry takes it's up to you, but till now I think
what genre would you classify this movie in?
Non-song film, no song, no drama, no dance, no melodrama.
So what genre would you classify this movie?
It's a political suspense thriller.
It's a political thriller. Definitely, it's a political thriller.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the genre.
Well, before we let you go, Mr. Sarkar, what is that one quality of Prakash Belawadi that you would like to tell our viewers? That one impressive quality about this fabulous actor here?
Yeah, if his great quality is that two of them. That one, he is really patient, and he's an absolutely fantastic human being. So I think that's the most important for an actor. Secondly, his background as a theatre artist. I think anybody who does films or anybody who is an actor in cinema, I think they should go through this drill of theatre. Because that makes them a disciplined person also. Because on set, because cinema needs a lot of discipline. You go take after take after take. Theatre personalities normally in every take they're different, every take. But you know, theatre teaches you a lot of discipline. My learnings are from theatre, including my kind of subject I choose, the way I work with actors, and I think theatre teaches it. So I think Prakash has got this big advantage that he belongs from theatre. So that will be his big weapon when he works next time, wherever.
Thank you, Shujit.
Right,
Thanks
and also Mr. Sarkar, he went on to say that he doesn't have an actor's personality, is what he termed it. Do you think that's an advantage for him?
I hope Shah Rukh Khan or Karan Johar or Amir Khan calls him for one Bollywood film also, one Dhamaka film also, not just Madras Cafe kind of film, and you know, so that he becomes a popular actor also. No, I think he has. I think Madras Cafe may have given him or me also quite a learning. Every film we learn. Every film is a debut film, I call. So I think if Prakash really wants to go ahead with an acting career, and I think in the second film or the third film, I don't think he should have much of a problem. He is getting the hang of this medium, so which is good.
Right. Thank you so much for speaking to us, Mr. Shujit Sarkar. Well, we also have Balaji Manohar over the phone line. Mr. Balaji, now this is a fabulous debut, Bollywood debut for Mr. Prakash Belawadi. Where do you want to see him next as far as acting in Bollywood is concerned?
I wouldn't want to see Prakash just in Bollywood, but I want to see him all over in Indian cinema, actually.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for him to venture out with his next directorial feature.
As an
So I
actor?
want to see him.
No,
As an
see,
actor, of course.
See, they see me as a director. That's what they'll think of first.
What about
you
an
know,
actor?
so,
As an actor?
No, he knows that. I mean, we admire his acting. I mean, he's a wonderful actor. That's why he's a wonderful theater person, basically. And I really want to see him direct his next feature, so where we students can work with him again.
Right. Thank you so much, Mr. Balaji Manohar, for speaking to us. Well, you too can talk to Mr. Prakash Belawadi. So share your views about Madras Cafe and also about the actor himself. Call News 9. The numbers are flashing on your television screens. We slip into a short break now, but stay tuned. We'll be right back.